You gotta admit defeat. Sometimes you gotta admit defeat when you're up against enemies in your own camp and it's enemies in your own blood. Because after I made that live talking about my sister and the situation and the issues and all that stuff, I kind of knew that the week was gonna be the way that it was. I kind of predicted that it was gonna be more issues that like how it was like week before last when I was talking about how I didn't even know how I was gonna be able to pay for my room. And then the dude that came starting the issue out of nowhere with me. Um I felt like that issue was not gonna be the last issue, especially since I spoke on that issue. Now I'm once again facing homelessness. I'm once again facing issues and situations that I can't control, and it's not in my, you know, it's not in my power to be able to do anything about it. And I just feel, I feel abandoned. I feel left for dead again. I feel left out in the cold. I feel like, I feel like the situation is being purposely done so that I could go back to my sister's house because I just recently found out that she don't have nobody there with her. So to have me go back there, it would look like um one, it would look like everything that they said is right. Two, it would make me look like the person that not only would it make me feel like a failure, it would make me look like a failure. It would make me seem like a failure. It would make me look and seem like a liar. It would make me look and seem like a burden and just a waste of life. And I rather waste my life than to go back to my sister's house, right? So if that's what the enemy wants, then the enemy won because I'm not going back to my sister's house. I don't give a damn what my father say. I don't give a damn what my father's wife says. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I'm not going back to my sister's house. Nobody understands the situation that happened in that house. Nobody understands the situation and how it would have transpired if I stayed in that house. Nobody would have understood that because I would have been going to jail and her wife would have been dead. I promise you, she was not going to be taking my life in that house. I would have stopped backing up. I would have stopped retreating to the back room in the motherfucking corner. I would have stopped doing all that shit. I would have been stopped doing all that shit. Matter of fact, I should have never even let it happen. I should have went to jail a long time ago so that way I could show my fucking father what the fuck is really going on. That's what I should have did. Instead of now, I'm in a situation where I can't even control my own fucking steps. I can't control my forward movement because somebody's still trying to play God in my life. Somebody's still trying to play God in my fucking life. Still trying to play God in my fucking life. So the enemy won. I don't know how to fight that. I don't know how to keep taking punches and keep taking fucking invisible disrespect. I don't know how to keep taking invisible attacks. I don't know how to keep doing that shit. I'm a realist. I gotta see it, you know. And some things that I don't see, I understand. But when it's an enemy that I don't know, but I know it's like a bunch of motherfuckers that don't like me, but I don't know which one of the motherfuckers is working against me in the way that they are to this extent to where it's actually being successful. Like the enemy is actually winning. And I'm actually sitting here like, you know, out back. I'm out motherfucking back once again. It's like I can't never get a break. I can't get a break out of this shit. So yeah, the enemy won. I want y'all to come in here and talk all that shit too. Come take y'all victory lap. Come take y'all victory lap. All y'all content creators, everybody that was talking shit. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. The enemy won. Come on. Don't just sit in there. Say something. The enemy won. Say something. Take a victory lap. Talk some shit. Put something in the comments. It ain't the time to be quiet. I'm gonna put a thing saying take your victory lap. The enemy won. Take your victory lap. You gotta congratulate your enemy. In the ways of spiritual war or physical war, you gotta congratulate your enemy. And I congratulate my enemy because no matter what, I always knew that I was gonna be alone, and I always knew that one day I was gonna be, cast to the side, and nobody was gonna give a fuck. But I didn't know it was gonna happen so quick, and I didn't know that it was gonna happen the way it did. But it happened, and here we are. I can't say I didn't see it. I saw it. I just didn't say anything about it because what's the point? But now that it happened, and now that we're here, couple hours, couple hours until it's official. You know, now that we're here, we might as well enjoy it. Take your victory lap. Jolene, 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 Jolene. There you go. I ain't heard that song in a minute. But yeah, the enemy won. They wanted me stressed out. They wanted me kicked out. They wanted me put out. They wanted me xed out. They wanted my father to dislike me. They wanted my father to believe whatever the fuck they said. So all that shit is going on. It's happening. I don't. I can't even sit and listen to pretending anymore. It's like you just gotta say that shit out. Like don't fucking jerk chicken, right? Give it to me straight. Journey, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. My current circumstances, I'm living in a motel, and my father got hurt on the job, so now his pay is changed to workman's comp, and ever since that happened, it's been up in the air for me as far as being able to afford the room and afford food and everything else. So it's only been my father that's been helping me here. There's nobody else. While I haven't been able to work, and the lawyers told me that if I do work, it'll interfere with the whole visa situation. So unless I could find a job under the table, or somewhere that pays cash, it's not easy to find in Huntsville, especially not driving. So that's just the situation. you know my dad ain't around the most loving people. My dad's not around the most helpful people. His workers ain't shit. The people he work with ain't shit. They don't fucking do nothing. They a bunch of young motherfuckers that just want to get a check and go home. That's why in the future it's gonna be a lot of shit happening in these businesses where it's just gonna be a lack of quality, because my father is the only one that's actually working and doing a job, and trying to help these young fellas out, but they're not trying to learn anything. They just, and when he got injured, the guy, one of the guys that he worked with, he's like, damn, don't you pray? I kept trying to tell my father it's a bunch of witches working against us, but he don't want to listen to me. My father's old school as fuck, and he's a Trinidadian. You can't tell these people nothing, especially when they're your parent. You're never going to be able to tell your parent anything and then they're going to take your word for it. Nah, they're going to make you feel like you wrong, you this and you that, and then turn around and then do the same thing that you was just talking to them about, and then give the credit to something else, or something else, or some of this, or some other instance, or whatever, right? So now I'm facing homelessness once again because of the wishes of other people trying to play God in my life instead of just leaving me alone. Instead of just leaving me alone, letting me do what I do, letting me heal, letting me move on. Nah, they got to. They got to, because if they don't, then God is gonna be the one winning. God is gonna be the one winning. So if God ain't winning, the devil gotta win. And if God is on the rise, These motherfucking demons got to do whatever they got to do. They got to do anything and everything, and they do everything. I promise you, they do everything. There's not a day that goes by that I'm actually having a good day. I might portray it to the internet because it's alchemizing, right? You can tell the truth behind my eyes, but when I smile, it's because I want to smile and I want to project smiles. I want to project joy. I want to project happiness. I don't project anger. I don't project hate. I don't project jealousy. I don't project um propaganda or any type of prejudice, right? If anything, I speak towards the darkness that's in the people instead of the people themselves. But I also like to call out the people that choose to let the darkness corrupt them. Trill Sinatra. But I don't spread hate. And even with all the stuff that happened with me and my sister, I don't hate her. I hate the situation that happened. I hate everything that transpired. I'm not praying for her because she's doing whatever she wants to do. I forgive them. That don't mean that the forgiveness means I'm trying to get back into I'm trying to get me forgiving don't mean that it's cool. Me forgiving don't mean that whatever happened was okay. Me forgiving don't mean that if I see you again, I'm not gonna slap your head off your fucking shoulders. That's not what forgiveness means. Forgiveness means that I'm healing. Forgiveness means that I forgive myself for allowing you to betray me, knowing that you were gonna betray me. I forgive myself for that. I forgive myself for not knowing the person that I was living with. I forgive myself for not knowing the situation that I was in. I forgive myself for smoking so much that I allowed myself to get numb to the abuse and the fucking pain and the disrespect that was going on. I forgive myself for that. I don't forgive anything else but that. You know? People do what they did and they chose to do what they did. I remember times my sister was looking me in my face when my father wasn't talking to her, or she wasn't talking to her own father because he wouldn't send her money. And then once he started sending her money again, she started talking to him again. And I told her that's fucked up. She looked at me like a fucking evil motherfucker. But see, that's the thing. That's the type of person that they are. That's not the type of person that I am. So it don't even matter what happened. I don't give a fuck what nobody said to my father about me. Whatever my father chose to believe, my father been believing other people over me my entire life. So just because 2024 happened and my father decided to you know take this chance and do for me, that don't mean that he believed me. It makes me feel like this is out of pity because he don't have to do this. I tell him all the time, I know you don't have to do this. So I'm trying to make sure that while I'm in this situation, I'm grateful. I'm doing everything that I can to not make it more stressful. I'm doing everything that I can to try to find a motherfucking job where I can get cash instead of having to think about waiting until 2031 to get my name called while my father is withering away and all this other shit going on. It's like everything that could be bad, everything that could go wrong, everything that could be a problem in my life is a problem in my life. That's why I say the enemy won. That's why I say the enemy won. But they had to do it. They had to do it the way that they did it because they couldn't do it to my face. I'm good. I'm good. I hope y'all having a good day though. I want them to come and take their victory lap. They should know that I'm live right now. They need to come take their victory lap. It's only a few hours before it's official, before I'm officially defeated, before I'm officially done, before I'm officially gone. Got a few hours. They need to come take their victory lap. This is what they wanted. I don't understand why they're not here talking the shit that they was talking before when this is what they wanted. They wanted to see me defeated. They wanted to see me with nothing. They wanted to see me down. They wanted to see me down and out. They wanted to see me worse than them. And I don't know why they're not here taking their fucking victory lap. No, you're not your own enemy. You're not your own enemy. Don't let nobody convince you of that. You're not your own enemy. Whatever they can convince you to make you think that you're the problem. Whole time they behind the scenes pulling strings. Don't believe that. My sister's wife, my sister's wife was the reason why I lost one of my jobs. She was the reason why I was homeless. She was the reason why I got a divorce from my ex-wife. She was the reason why my father don't fuck with me the way he used to. She's the reason why my family don't talk to me and I don't talk to them. She's the reason why me and my sister are the way we are. She's the reason for a lot of shit, and she's looking like me to my family because she always wanted to be me to my sister. Ever since she met my sister in 2015, 16, that's when she started this whole shit. Because I moved down to Virginia in 2016, and as soon as I moved into the house, they switched up the rules. They said I got to start helping with the children, so I was cooking, showering, getting them ready for school, walking them to the school, walking to the school to pick them up, walking them back, um, babysitting them while they go to work, cooking for them, making sure they get to bed, making sure they do their homework, helping them with their homework, all this stuff. While my sister was sitting down, while my sister wasn't doing nothing, she tried to kill herself. She committed suicide. Well, she attempted to commit suicide, ended up in the hospital, had to do therapy, did therapy for 1 day and claimed that she was good and then moved on. And at that point, that's when the things started with me and my then girlfriend. Because somehow, some way, a story came up that my ex-wife, girlfriend at the time, wanted to sleep with my sister's fiance or girlfriend at the time. And that caused a wedge between me, my sister, and my girl. Because the way I mean, I could have left, I could have just, said whatever. But the way that it happened, it was lies. And I was just trying to understand what happened, how it happened, and why is it such an issue that it can't be ignored and looked past, right? So that's when me and my sister started going back and forth about it, right? Because I'm like, yo, this is gonna be my girl, this is my girlfriend. I don't know why like y'all can't get, why y'all can't get it together. I'm not trying to have y'all arguing. I'm not trying to have my sister not like the girl that I'm trying to be with, and I'm not gonna like my girl not liking my sister. Like, I'm a family man. It don't make no sense to me. But yeah, I just want them to come in here and take the victory lap, man. I ain't too proud. I ain't too proud to admit when I'm defeated. If you can give me an example of how you're your own enemy outside of talking negative about yourself or being down on yourself, like everybody has times where they're down on themselves. That don't mean that they're their own worst enemy. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, that's just lack of accountability and responsibility. That just means that you're stupid and you're lazy. That don't mean that you're your worst enemy. You're still gonna get something out of it. It's just not gonna be what you could get out of it, if that makes any sense. but it makes sense to me because I'm not stupid. I just don't have I just don't have the ability and the opportunity to do the things that I need to do. Those abilities were always like a cripple to me. Ever since I was born, losing my mom, losing my grandmother, having to come up to this country, giving away, giving back, then had to go through, you know, go through life living like a grown up at 11 years old, living like a grown up, living in Brooklyn with my father, going to school. I went and I registered myself to school while I was 12 years old. It's my fault. 12 years old, taking the train in New York to go register myself to school because my father had to go to work. He couldn't miss work. Then getting jumped, that did a whole number on my mental. Because after that, I was sure that one day I was gonna die, but I wasn't gonna, let nobody beat me to death. But in a spiritual sense, you know, maybe I'm just maybe I'm just not cut out for this life. Maybe I'm just not cut out to be the champion because if I was cut out for it, this shit wouldn't be happening. At least I don't think. How is it that I can't get a foot in while trying to, not even trying, just being confident in myself? Just being confident in myself, confident in others. The thing is, right? Everything was good when I wasn't resisting what they wanted to happen, what they wanted to have happen, right? Everything was good. The thing that caused the thing that caused the thing that caused the injunction was when I stopped asking, when I stopped telling my plans and I started talking to my father about, what is my next moves? What is my what is my best chance? What is my best opportunity? What is my best option and best way to get out of this situation because I'm not welcome here, but they won't let me save anything or any money to leave. Also, my sister was doing my hair a lot, so she got a lot of strands in my hair. And I know that I don't put nothing past nobody. But I still don't know why is nobody in here coming to take their victory lap. Don't make no sense. Why aren't you here taking your victory lap when y'all won? Y'all got what y'all wanted. Where that bitch ass nigga Vaughn at? His little bitch ass. Where the motherfuckers that wanted to see me down and out? Why aren't they here? It don't make no sense. I came here saying the enemy won. They got notifications, so they need to be here. Well, they want to hide their face now.